Are we going?
Yeah.
No, I think we should record the episode.
Oh, okay. We'll start with that.
Hey guys, welcome to Luke and Lewis, the funniest podcast on the planet. I'm your host, Lewis Spears, and I'm sorry I'm not going to top that, but I will try. If you would like 2 extra episodes every single month of the most banger jokes in the game, support us on Patreon.
If you want
can
more
join
of
the
that.
Discord server. If you want more of that, bro,
Yeah.
it's going to cost you.
Yeah, we put the real good shit behind a paywall.
That's right.
Now, Ruben, I have to ask, why are you standing? You never stand.
Right.
No, sorry. I would say the reason why you asked, Luke, is not because you have to. I would say you asked because Ruben said before we started
Yeah.
recording,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
if you would like an interesting start to the episode, ask me
recall
why
that.
I'm standing.
A good way to start the show. Ask me why I'm standing up.
Okay.
But what I was doing was kind of like what I learned in radio, which was a little bit of theatrics. Sometimes you don't have to tell the audience literally the entire planning process of the content. And I was just like,
Yes.
no one would have ever noticed. Like, admit, guys, like, you can sound off below if you want. Admit, like, if Ruben just had started telling me why he was standing, you guys would have been like, man, Luke just is a great observationalist, and he noticed that Ruben was standing, which is peculiar.
Also, guys, admit, just sound off in the comment section below. If we didn't tell you that Ruben was standing, you wouldn't have noticed because he seems to be the same height.
Yeah, that's true. I actually didn't notice, but he did say, "Oi, you should ask me why I'm standing." And then, and I quote, he goes, "It might be good." So it better be.
Actually,
Well,
can we just get a split screen
my
of
God.
Ruben from this episode and Ruben from the previous episode, just to see if he really does seem to be the same height? Because I'm noticing no change.
Are you even standing? You are quite short, so
Yeah,
it's
I am
very hard to
standing.
tell.
Yeah.
I am. And anyway, that was a long walk to get there, and I don't really know what you've been talking about, but it's nice that you've noticed organically that I've been standing up, and you might also notice maybe like a new air of confidence, like I've got my mojo back. Obviously, last week was a rough one for me vis-a-vis the alpha editor debacle. of
You were
sorts.
declared the beta editor of the show. For those that didn't tune in, it was, as Ruben said, a rough week for
It was
A rough
vegans
week,
everywhere.
But with the law of nature, alpha, betas, it's always in flux. No one stays alpha male forever. Often they do get taken down when they get old, weak, frail. So that could happen at any moment on this show.
That's right, and that's why today I've chosen to stand up. Unfortunately, you guys have kind of cut me off at the knees by telling me that I don't actually look like I'm standing up at all.
Yeah, because usually,
Backfired spectacularly.
look, obviously it's hard to tell our heights, but Ruben is like, 5 foot height of a chair type. Like that's his. But I don't know. You're just like not a tall dude, so it's really hard to tell, honestly, from a Zoom camera that you are standing right now. Can you sit? Can you get a chair and then sit and see if it changes anything?
Oh, okay. This is.
I mean,
gonna be great.
without moving my desk.
Yeah, don't move the desk. Just.
Oh,
sit
you've
down.
raised your desk with you.
Yeah, I raised the desk.
That's
That's
why it's
why.
hard to tell.
Okay, that's a pretty big difference.
It's a huge
Yeah.
difference.
Okay,
All
well,
right,
to
okay,
give
so
you guys a
bringing
bit
that-
of context, what I'll do is
I think your chair's too low. You went
Yeah,
down so much then.
Yeah, that was very.
It's like you
Something
hopped
wrong
in an
with that chair.
elevator and went to a
Did you
different
sit on the
story.
floor? I think he sat on the floor.
Were you kneeling?
No, this is me sitting down.
Damn.
It's not. See, I'm really tall, guys. That's all.
Yeah.
Hmm. I think he's just dug a hole in his bedroom floor
No.
and is just stepping into it. That's the
Guys,
only way you get closer
come
to the
on.
ground.
Now,
got
To
Ruben.
give you
Alpha
some
energy.
context,
Ruben.
I'll stand up while I record the episode.
Yeah, see, that one we just get pure, just nothing but chest and groin. And it's not great to look at. Now, Ruben, you asked me
Yeah.
why I'm not wearing my Bunnings cap this episode. Ask me. But just like make it seem organic.
Right. Hey, Luke, how come you're not wearing your Bunnings cap this episode?
Mate, I'm in a feud with Bunnings.
What?
Boys, Bunnings have wronged me. I tried
Good
to
segue.
buy a fire pit. No, this wasn't actually on the run sheet, but I'm just going with it. Bunnings. I tried to buy a fire pit and a couple of chairs. It was a good night the other night, and Meg and I are like, oh, we should like sit outside at night instead of just watching TV all the time because we're sick of screens. I work all down a screen. I'm like, I could just sit in the backyard. Tried to buy a fire pit, out of stock, and they don't have any in stock in Victoria. And
everyone's doing that. Everyone's like, I'm
yes.
sick of my bedroom, so they're just buying shit.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's why I'm not. It's just under protest today that I'm not wearing.
It?
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah, well, it's like Ruben. It wasn't that good. I thought Ruben set the bar today of like, oh, we can just bring anything to the show. So
What? How dare you?
yeah.
Well, okay. Keelan, could you ask me how I'm feeling today?
Please start
Lewis,
the
how are you
fucking
feeling?
episode.
Oh, I think it started. I think it's going great. Whip.
How are you feeling today, Lewis?
Yeah, good.
Okay, Luke, can you make a comment about my mustache?
Oh, Keelan, is that a mustache you're growing?
Yeah, trying. This is about 2 months of growth. It's not doing too flash, but
it's a reverse Hitler.
Yeah.
You
That's
can't
the most-
grow it in the middle.
I have that too. I can't do the middle. Mine's less obvious because I can grow hair other places. Keelan's only got about 6 there above his top lip.
Yeah, and about
bit
4
more.
pubes.
Yeah, he took all of the pubes I've been removing with Manscaped and he's gluing it to his face.
Okay.
Hey,
Now-
one of the many perks of working for the Luke and Lewis operation.
I did do a gross thing the other day, boys, and I want to get your feedback on it.
Okay.
I already
well, this
told
is good
Keelan the
because-
gross thing, and Keelan
right.
was pretty grossed out, which doesn't
Really?
bode well for me because he
Not
has
a
a
good
pretty.
sign at all.
I would say he has a pretty like low tolerance to like what's gross, because he mainly
High
drinks
tolerance?
Coca-Cola. High tolerance. No, a low. Oh yeah, high tolerance. Never mind, guys. Anyway, Lewis.
Okay, quick growth survey. Who showered today? Hands up.
I'd shower at nights. to
Jeez,
be
that
fair.
bodes well for me in this. I'm glad. Okay, but
Right? Okay, let's take it step 2. Who showered yesterday?
No, I'm kidding. Of course I did.
Okay.
that's why I showered this morning.
Yeah. All right.
I did get called out. Actually, I called myself out in a video recently for not showering for 2 days. Oh, I spoke about this on my podcast, but Jesus, this is getting a little off topic. But I've realized that I've set the bar really low hygiene wise of what my fans expect of me, because the other day in a video it came up that Meg just blurted out on camera. I was like, oh, I haven't showered in a couple of days. I was like, had you noticed and just not said anything? And she goes, yeah, you had a bit of a stanky dick. And no one even mentioned it in the comments. Like,
Meg needs to raise her standards.
I've
Come
set
on.
the bar so low. Like, the people watch my videos, they just completely brush past me having a stanky cock, and people are just like,
Yeah.
yeah, that checks out. Good on him.
Yeah, I guess you give off stinky dick vibes.
Apparently, that's like it was a massive blow. Like, I was like, look, I'm happy to put it in the video as long as people have a problem with it. You know, I would have loved
That is a
people
big
going,
red
what the
flag.
fuck, Luke? That's not like you. You seem like
Yeah.
a guy with a fresh cock. You know, but
It is never good when something happens and you're like, oh, this is so embarrassing. It's almost worse when other people don't give a fuck because what you think is gross and sad, other people think is you.
yeah, they think that's your reality. They're like,
Well,
oh,
that
yeah,
makes sense for Luke.
yeah, like I watch this guy with a stale dick all the time on YouTube. That's great. So, yeah, I did something gross. Well, yeah, I mean,
Why
I hadn't
stale?
showered in a couple of days, so it was probably a little
I mean,
bit
if
stale
you put your
down
dick
there.
on the bench for a few days, I'd say it gets stale.
Yeah, give it a week, bit of mold, you know? Who knows? But I did something gross, right?
Okay.
Now
Bit of mold?
the subject matter, like when I just say this, everyone's gonna be like, Luke, you didn't, yuck. But let me explain. Hear me out, okay?
Okay.
I ate a bin steak.
What's a
See-
bin steak? What do
See,
you mean?
does that sound gross? That sounds like I ate a steak out of the bin, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I did, but hear me out.
Well, I'm definitely going to need more context because, did you find, is it your bin? Because
Yeah,
if
it
it
was my
is,
bin.
still Okay, still gross, but less gross than finding a steak in someone else's bin and then eating it.
It was my steak in my bin.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So there was I just put in a new bin bag. Meg still thinks this is gross. I'm coming on here to try and campaign that it's not gross and what I did was fine. Just so I can be okay with it in my own head, because it still gets brought up a lot. It was a steak on the grill, right? I just finished cooking it up. Then between the transfer to the bench and the grill, 2 different sides of the kitchen, Meg got cocky and with tongs on, just dropped, she flicked, I don't even know how it happened. She flicked the steak into the bin, right?
Where was she trying to flick it?
To the bench. She was just trying to carry it across to the bench, but she should have put on a plate. Like, she was just ambitious with a spatula trying to balance a...
That's just ISO cooking of I could do it the normal way, but fuck, I need a bit of excitement in my life.
Yeah, so she was trying to balance this steak across the kitchen, and she flicked my steak into the bin. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And I was like, "Oh my God." And then I just had changed the bin bag, right? It was a fresh bin bag. Nothing else had been...
Nothing in there?
No, I don't think so, because I'd done it in the last 5 minutes, right?
Okay.
But the only problem is it was a lavender-scented bin bag. And then when
of
I
course.
ate the steak, I could smell the lavender on the steak.
I don't like that. Now, I have a few questions. When the steak went in the bin, did it touch the rim, or was it a swish?
It was a swish straight into the bin
Okay.
bag, but it went
pretty
right
good
to
for
the
you.
bottom. So I felt like a grub reaching into the bin and then pulling out the what was a hot wet steak because there's still a
Yeah.
bit of oil on it.
Bit gross. When you changed the bin bag, was it gross on the inside, outside of the bag?
No, it was a fresh bin bag, dry.
No, I mean the actual bin itself. Because
Yeah, I mean, I haven't-
there's a bit of slop outside the bag on the inside of the bin.
Yeah, I hadn't cleaned the bin maybe in a while, but I didn't touch that part. It just was around it. It was definitely in a zone that gross had recently been in because I'd just taken out the old
Yeah.
load. But I don't think that should matter. Sound
when
off below.
Well, I'm just trying to understand the facts of the situation, get a real idea of what's been happening. When Meg flicked the steak into the bin, so it swished in, so it didn't touch the rim. On the way to the bin, to the swish, did it come in contact with your stale penis at all?
No, my cock was freshly washed and completely out of the way at that
Well,
moment.
I would say that's not gross at all, mate. You're cleared of this. I'm
Yeah,
happy with
okay.
this.
But the spag bowl I ate last night, whew, that would have been fucking gross.
You put another noodle in there, did you?
I was gonna say, yeah. I was eating it on my lap, which was very close to a stale
Yeah.
cock. So,
Oh.
yeah. Yeah. What were you going to say before, Ruben?
I was
You
going to say...
piped
sounds
up.
Probably something beta.
No, no, not fair.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
going to say it sounds like you treat your bin a bit like your cock.
Oh, great. Yeah, okay.
I
So,
haven't washed it
Yeah.
in a while.
yeah.
Good
Lewis
burn.
ended up going there, but you were...
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, I let him
Okay,
go for
just another penis slam.
Yeah, you would let me go.
No, this is kind of what I wanted. And
Yeah.
this is the thing. I was expecting this in my video, but no one seemed to care. I kind of wanted a bit of pushback, and thank you guys, because it means you guys deep down actually expect more of me.
Yeah, I
You
think
know, like
that's
if
fine.
Keelan came out and said he had a stanky cock, we'd be all like, "Oh, I hope things improve for you." You know?
I've probably got the cleanest cock out of all of you guys.
What makes you say that?
It's very clean. I don't know. I got no backup there, but it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Keelan, you had a thing?
Yeah, but since we already established the other day that I am the alpha editor, this kind of is redundant. But I might bring it up well, I'm going to bring it up anyway.
It's weird because
as
you
an
are
alpha
sitting
male
right
would.
now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Ruben's still clearly. I think the fact that you're trying to prove you're an alpha, Ruben, is a really beta move.
I'm
You're like,
just
I'm going to
standing
stand for
'cause
one
that's what I
whole
do.
hour.
No. Hey, have a look at his mustache and you tell me who's the alpha, all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to stand every episode last lockdown.
I was gonna say, if you're expecting anyone to be impressed with you standing for an hour, you've come to the wrong place. You know?
So I've just sent a message in the group chat, and
Yeah, you could have gone to the Paralympics or something, and people would have been like, "Wow, that's incredible." You know?
Yeah, that would be good. Okay,
so the-
a message in the group chat. I've got this open.
The other day, I saw on Instagram you can buy a square foot of land in Scotland, which technically makes you a lord.
Yes.
So now I am Lord Keelan. I spent 75 Australian dollars on it, and I demand respect. My name is Lord Keelan now.
Well,
Well, let me just review this document. Looks to be an electronic PDF. Could be photoshopped.
yeah. I can't believe you spent $75. I got one for Meg for $15 on Groupon, which shows that it's absolutely not the case. There's no property that is selling these for $75. It's a myth. I looked it up. You can actually buy them for a few $1,000s, a real piece of land
That's not
at
so
a
much
Scottish manor. I looked
I don't
into
mind
it.
too much about the actual land. It's the fact that I am now technically a lord.
Yeah, right. You just
And
wanted
so
the PDF.
You shall treat me as such, right?
Yep. I'm happy to treat you as a lord. However, I would say that Luke and I are kings. And as we all know, lords are beneath kings, and beneath lords are serfs, Ruben.
Sorry, do you want me to get my hair out and prove to you that I'm a lord?
True.
I
would
think
say
I
he's
would say the only lord.
We have
that
two
respect
lords here.
on
We
the
have the
show.
Lord of Duloc and now Lord Keelan. We need to step up our game, Lewis. One of them genetically got given the lordship, and one of them bought it online for $75. I feel like
Yep.
both illegitimate ways to become a lord.
You see, I think this would have been better if I did it the other day before I was announced alpha. So, but I
Yeah.
wasted the $75. I didn't want it just to never.
Yeah, because
be
I would
brought
say the
up.
title of Alpha Editor would be better than Online Purchase Lord.
So
Lord
it's
Alpha
a bit of bad
Editor.
timing there.
Yep. Well, okay, that
That's
was
right,
good.
Lord.
Yep, great.
Would have been better last time. Sorry, guys.
I got something.
You're forgiven, Keelan.
Ooh, that's a big one. I like that. I read today that the production of the new Batman movie has been halted yet again because Robert Pattinson has coronavirus.
Oh, everyone's
Yeah.
getting it. Dwayne The Rock Johnson got it. And his
Yeah.
family, bloody celebs, you know.
I know. Well, I would say that that's probably just because Robert Pattinson might be taking the Batman role a bit too seriously. Like, is he really hanging around with bats? Is that how he got it? Living in a
Probably.
cave? I mean,
Hey.
look, it's not that crazy if he's really method acting. He lives in a cave with a butler. If the butler makes soup, the cave's full of bats. You know,
Yeah,
it could happen.
that's a great point.
Drop your steak in the bin. If it touched the sides, you're gonna have to kill a bat and improvise.
Hang on, did they drop the trailer before they'd finished filming? Is that standard?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Really? I thought they finished production and then edited it all together and then dropped the trailer mid-edit.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
it's
I think
pretty
they
strange. I think.
That's
I-
not strange.
I
They do
reckon
that
they
all the
planned
time with
the-
Stuff like that can
marketing.
happen. That's the thing, if they haven't finished filming it, the actor, God forbid, could pass away. You know what I mean? Like, it's happened before.
I mean, we're one to talk. How many times have we posted, hey guys, new video coming up today, just finishing off the edit, and then it doesn't
Yeah,
come
but
out for
this-
4 fucking days?
But the stakes are so much lower on that. It's like there's not millions of, Luke and Lewis fans waiting
Yeah.
for the next podcast or whatever.
Mate, the stakes are so low, they might as well be in a bin.
Yeah. You're on fire, man.
I
Fucking
really
hell.
am.
God
I really
damn.
am
Save
today.
some of it for the secret podcast because,
Yeah,
we saved the
well,
real
you
gold
know.
for there.
Actually, this is what I refer to as rubbish. Chuck that next to the steak because the
Yeah.
real gold goes on the Patreon episodes.
Yes. But would you eat this rubbish? That's the real
I mean,
question.
it depends. Did it touch the sides?
Depends if it was in a recently acquired lavender scented bin bag or not. Now, Lewis, did you see the David Blaine thing during the week?
I've seen
Ascension.
other people post about it, and I feel like I think I missed it. I missed the boat in the sense that I reckon it would have been amazing to watch live. I didn't know it was gonna happen, so I saw just like the end of it, you know? Whereas
Yeah, okay.
the fun of watching that is he gonna die?
Yes.
That's what's fun. I saw him live, and then I found out about it, so it's kind of ruined for me. But I imagine it would have been fucking awesome.
Yeah. Unlike me the other night, that does ruin the stakes a little bit. You are correct.
That's good. That's great. I really like that, mate. You're on fire. If
Too many
we
steak
keep getting-
jokes?
if we get this, if we get any more fire, those steaks are going to be well done.
They're going to be fucking burnt. So we should stop with the steak comedy. So, I watched it live. And now the only reason why I watched it live was because I watched the episode of Joe Rogan with
Mate,
David
if the
Blaine.
steak joke was a vampire, I'd put a stake straight in its heart.
I don't even get it.
That's pretty good, actually.
That's how
I
you
like
kill
that.
a vampire. You put a stake in it,
Oh, really?
like a wooden stake, not a fucking.
Yeah, no, I got that. I got that, but I thought you could also kill a vampire with a sword. Don't they get killed by other sharp objects in
Mate,
the heart?
there's more than one way to cook a steak.
Oh my god.
This is a bad one for audio listeners. That was some visual comedy.
Well done, mate.
Just like the steak. Anyway,
Did you not get that?
I did. I was explaining the joke. Clearly, Lewis and Keelan did it.
I got it. I was just laughing at the fucking stupid joke.
Yeah, the only reason why I watched the Ascension live stream was because I did watch the Joe Rogan David Blaine episode, and they were
Is
talking
he
about.
like a magician or like
He's
a
a ma-
medium?
I would say he's a definitely a magician that's moved into. Wait, who are you talking about? David Blaine?
Yeah.
What did you say?
I said, is he a magician or a medium?
I don't get it.
No, that's all right, man.
You have to explain the joke.
Oh, everyone else seems to be getting it.
Yeah, but what was
I
the
would say-
joke?
I
Or a
would say that if-
median?
Medium.
Yeah, medium.
Is he a magician or a medium? What does that mean?
You know, a medium's like a psychic. It's also a way to cook a steak.
Oh, it was another steak joke. I thought we'd moved on.
Mate,
You can't just say, like, you can't just be like medium rare and expect everyone to laugh, but clearly you fucking can here.
I actually can, yeah. In fact, I would say that if you didn't get that, that'd be pretty rare.
Okay.
I'm out.
Dude,
That's all
that
I got.
was
I'm done.
so bad. I was looking for more in it. I was like looking for something else.
Yeah, I'm done.
Alright.
We've really mined the fuck out of that one, and it is fucking depleted.
And yeah, they were talking about it on the Joe Rogan episode, and it was pretty interesting, like just the 2 years that they'd put into this project of like they got
Yeah.
together all the best aerospace engineers, the best balloonists, all these people that knew what they were doing. You're thinking of another one, I can tell.
No, can you explain the stunt? What was the stunt that he was doing?
So
'Cause all I
the-
saw was him in the fucking sky with balloons.
Yeah, okay.
And I
The
was like-
idea was he had this like he's always had this idea from when he was a kid. He wanted to do the classic thing of the child like floating away into the sky, holding onto balloons, and like
Right.
that was the idea. And he had this sketch from years ago. And I think I don't know if it was just an angle that they took on it, but obviously his past stunts have been really scary for his close friends and daughter and stuff.
Yeah, because he does some. He's like,
His
He
daughter
does
watched
some
him take a
illusionist-
million volts of electricity.
yeah.
No, he
like,
does it. It's not an illusion. Some of the
Well,
shit.
that's what I mean. He does some illusion stuff, but then he does some stuff that, like, if he fucks it up, he will die. Like, it's not an
Yeah.
illusion.
It does like a lot of endurance challenges.
Yeah.
Like there was one he did 7 days in New York in a coffin without having any food,
I
just like
remember
sipping
that.
water. And he did the ice. He did like something like 72 hours in ice, or I don't know, something like that, something
And
crazy.
he stood on this.
did he-
24 hours, I don't know.
Did he,
He
do
stood
the
on a-
one where he was in, like, a box suspended
Yes.
from the sky, so you could tell he definitely didn't get out?
Yes. Yeah, and then after that, that was pretty interesting actually. Go watch the Joe Rogan episode because I'm going to butcher it. But essentially, the doctor thought it was impossible that he did, and the doctor was the one going like, that's a hologram. There's no way he's alive. And then they came out, the doctor pumped him with nutrients, and it almost killed him because his body reacted in such a bad way because he hadn't had any nutrients for so long that when you pump it in, your body goes into some kind of shock. And it almost killed, that stunt almost killed him and actually damaged him long term. But this one, he wanted to do a fun one so his daughter could appreciate what he does, I think. And even though this one was very dangerous, but there was definitely it was cool.
It's fun.
Like him
It's a
floating away.
child's
It's
idea.
fun. Yeah.
It's a child's idea. I mean, they made a movie about it. Up.
Yeah, true. So yeah, he went to 25,000 feet on the live stream, which is I think it was about minus 20 degrees Celsius. Very little oxygen. He had to get an oxygen thing by the end. The free fall, he wouldn't have had any oxygen for 30 seconds on the free
And
fall.
was he just holding onto it, or was there straps?
Nah,
or
he was
anything?
definitely strapped in because he let go at one point. Because otherwise your arm would just go numb.
You couldn't do that.
But yeah, it was pretty cool. I would say that the most interesting part about it was the stunt was amazing, but YouTube bought the rights to this Ascension stunt.
Yeah.
It was a YouTube original. And I just, when watching it, I realized they picked the wrong audience for such an amazing feat to be broadcasted on, because I put up the live chat next to it as it was going live all around the world. And the live chat for the first 20 minutes was just fake. This is fake. It's an illusion. Fake. And then it's just like YouTube doing YouTube, spamming the chat. There's
Bullshit,
nothing
fake.
constructive happening. It's all just people it's just saying random shit. And I was just like, this is rude to the team that spent 2 years trying to get this project literally off the ground. They're doing it human first, and there's a bunch of people watching it live going, I feel like people these days can't appreciate anything. I feel like if they actually broadcasted the moon landing now for the first time on YouTube, everyone would just be like, this sucks.
Fake. It's made of cheese. We all know that.
Yeah, it was. You watched it, Keelan. Did you have the chat up?
I did for a little while, and because of that reason, I just
It was
went full screen.
infuriating. I just turned the chat off. Of these people are all the worst people. People are just disliking it, going fuck this, and everyone's like, when's he gonna fall? People are just waiting for a disaster to happen. I mean, that is part of the reason why I tuned in.
That's the thing with streaming. It's streaming is a weird thing where everybody knows that the comment sections under almost anything fucking sucks. I think our sound off section's good. Podcasts are a little bit different because the people who are watching are almost exclusively, they know what they're getting when they come into it, and they like it.
We still have to have a segment called Crumb of the Month, though, just to moderate it a little bit.
And I say that knowing that 95% of them no good. So 5%, great ratio. But with
that
the
is
live
good on the
stream,
internet.
Yeah, that's
5% of stuff worth reading on the internet is phenomenal.
Oh yeah, but with live streams where there's no interaction with the comment section, it just turns always into a bloodbath. If you don't acknowledge them, they will kill you.
Yeah, and the first 2 hours of the stream was just this pre-recorded getting ready thing, which made people doubt if the real actual him going up in the air was live. And I was doubting it a bit, because say if it did go wrong, right, and he died, they can't broadcast that on YouTube.
It's just a 60-second delay, the same as they did for the Red Bull guy who jumped
Oh,
out.
right, so you can. So do you reckon it was live, Keelan?
It would have been live for sure.
Because the pre-recorded bit was absolutely not live.
No,
the bit with Marcus
easy enough.
Brownlee
That's
at the
easy
start.
enough to do though.
Well, but that Marcus Brownlee guy was doing interviews with a bunch of people, so all the.
Do you think that was done live? I reckon it was done a few hours before, and then they bumped it up.
I thought it was live. But then the packages that they made about the gear and stuff was obviously.
Yeah, but the whole chat is just going, this is fake, pre-recorded. And I was like, dude, they spent so much money on this and no one here is appreciating it at all. It must be so frustrating for YouTube having their audience constantly just trashing every decision they make.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, that's...
Because this was a good one. This was actually a good decision. It was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, that's like, I would say that's probably out of YouTube originals, that's going to be one of the only good things they've ever made. Like, I think the only other thing that like everyone has said was good is this David Blaine one, and then the Karate Kid movie was somehow amazing. But I've never watched it because I can't. Even though I have YouTube Red, I pay for the premium or whatever. I can't bring myself to step foot inside YouTube originals because everything there looks terrible.
Wait, they made a Karate Kid.
Yeah, they
Cobra
did.
Kai.
Yeah, a new one. I think there's.
Oh, that's on Netflix now. I watched the first episode the other night. Cobra Kai. It's a TV
Nah.
series.
There's a movie that was on YouTube. I think I might be talking on my ass. Again,
Yeah,
I
right.
haven't seen it.
They also made that Vsauce series.
It's just
That-
so
yeah,
brutal.
the Vsauce series. That's the only other thing I've heard that, like, in terms of YouTuber one as well, that was good.
Yeah.
It would have been brutal if you were the guy from YouTube who like thought of the idea and you were reading the
Yeah.
chat and it was all about David Blaine's thing, but half the chat was like, "Where's Scare PewDiePie season 2?" You know?
Oh,
The
really?
whole chat, yeah, it was
Hilarious.
just like asking about completely irrelevant shit because it was like,
Love
"Oh,
that.
great, we have a direct." You know, someone from YouTube will be definitely watching this, so let's just spam the
Yeah.
chat of what we actually want.
Dude,
and poor
you know
David Blaine.
PewDiePie was sitting there with his popcorn, like, he wanted to watch the David Blaine shit, but he saw that and he was like, "That's right, give me my fucking season 2."
It was, but yeah, it was really cool. And then on the way down, he full on panicked, and I just thought, I get why he was
Oh,
panicking.
really?
Yeah, when he was skydiving and they had to go to an unplanned landing zone, like the place where had mapped out where they should land. It just wasn't. They weren't able to do it. He was too far away when he jumped because he went way higher than he was supposed to go. They were telling him to jump at 22,000 feet, and he had a parachute on. And
Did
by the
he
way, there was a
know
bit.
that he was too high? Or
Yes,
was he just
but he
going
couldn't
up?
talk because he had oxygen in, and he was trying to I reckon he was doing it. I reckon it was the magician in him was trying to get a cable tie undone, and
I mean, that's part of it, isn't it?
Yeah,
like, that's
I think
like,
it was-
oh, fuck, will he? That's why I didn't watch it, because I knew that he
Yeah.
survived. Like, the whole thing is only good if he might die.
I think I've watched a lot of David Blaine stuff in the past, and there is an element of like, you see him like going, and I reckon he's actually going, "I got this," but he's
Oh, yeah.
playing it
You
up
should-
a little
I mean,
bit.
he has to
He's
do
a
that.
performer
That's why
as
he's
well.
the best. You gotta
Yeah.
give them a show.
Yeah, so they told him to jump at 22,000 feet, and then he didn't jump until 25,000 feet because he couldn't get something undone, and then he was getting really high, and he was going up by about 500 feet a minute, and he was getting very cold, and you could tell he was like actually starting to, it's called, what's it called? Hypoxia, I think, is
Hypoxia.
when you, is it that what it's called? I don't know.
Yeah. I
When
reckon
your
that
body
the,
freezes up, and you lose,
most-
like, you become uncoherent and stuff.
the most real part
Uncoherent.
of it was just before he let
Uncoherent.
go. Everyone was like
Is that not a
telling
word?
him to hold on, and then it was just like he freaked out and let go before they wanted him to. There's like a 5-second scene. Just
Yeah, there is 5
Five-
seconds at the end where they were like, I think they just want him to get to 25,000.
But
Because he
you
got
can
to
see
about
him, like,
24,900, and then he was like, all right, I'm going to go. They're like, wait, because he could have hit this new
Yeah.
level that no one had ever done.
Was that a record that he broke?
I mean,
it's not really a record if
not
no one's
really.
ever done that before. Anything's
Yeah.
a record.
I think the goal was just like, oh, we were trying to get to, maybe we could get to 25,000 feet, but probably not. I think there
Because
was
what
like
was that Red Bull jump? What height was that?
that was from like some like out, some, wasn't it from
That was
inside, just
almost
inside the
space.
atmosphere?
Yeah, I think that was
Yeah,
almost.
or was it
space.
from space? I don't remember. It was ages ago.
It was 39 kilometers.
But
into
yeah, on the way
stratosphere.
down, right, he had to hit a different landing zone, and he's like, you could tell he wasn't confident. Apparently, he's done 400 jumps before, like
Yeah.
skydiving, to get this license that he needed to get. But he was panicking. Like he was like, wait, so where should I land? And it was just a desert. It's in the middle of Arizona,
Yeah.
and the people are kind of like, man, just land anywhere. Like he was, there power lines, and they're like, no, like. You're in a desert, like just land
Yeah.
anywhere. We'll come pick you up in a helicopter. And he was like, can I land here? And he was really freaking out. And I'm watching the thing going like, if you've done 400 jumps and you're in the middle of a desert, the only thing I'd be looking out for is like a rock, a cliff or a rock face that you can't land near or something.
Yeah.
Like pretty easy. And he was panicking.
Pretty
Do you
easy, you reckon?
if you've done 400 jumps.
Yeah.
If you've
yeah.
done a thing that many times, because he seemed pretty confident about the skydiving part.
I was
But
going to
yeah-
say, you're starting to sound like a YouTube comment section. Oh, I can do that. It's fake.
Yeah, I was more just watching it going like, dude, chill out. Like, you've got a
Yeah.
whole team of skydiving experts going, "We're okay to land here. Keep going, mate. You just got to, the
Yeah.
parachute's pulled. Guide yourself down. Land anywhere. You're sweet." And he just kept on going, "Here? Should I land here?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Whoa." The self-doubt made me doubt him. I was like, "Oh my God, is he going to fuck this up?" But maybe it was all part of it. I don't know. But it was good.
That is, yeah, it looked nuts. That was like one of those things where I'm always so out of the loop of that shit, where I always find out about that stuff while it's happening. When the whole internet is watching something at the same time, you can guarantee I'm doing not that. I'm doing something obscure.
Forgot about it was on, and I happened to go on YouTube and it got recommended to me. I was like, "Oh, I wanted to watch this," and I came in right at the bit where it was about to go off. It was very convenient. Now, Lewis, you've written streaming down.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to talk about we've fully
actually,
gotten. Huh?
Sorry. Just before everyone falls asleep, do you want to ask this question?
Oh, of course. Yeah, I think we've already left it too late.
Yeah, fuck. We have.
We
left
keep
it too
waiting.
late. Yeah.
Too late. Maybe we should ask this at the start of the next episode.
Yeah, I think we will save the question.
Yeah.
For
We
next
had a
episode.
question for all our sleepy listeners because we recently found out that we reckon about 30% of our audience or any podcasting audience listens to it to fall asleep.
Yeah.
And
Big
we've
part.
left it way too late in the episode now. People are already snoozing.
Yeah. So yeah, we won't ask the question. That'll be the start of next episode. We'll
Yeah.
50% remember that maybe.
I even reckon like after like the third or fourth steak joke, they would have been fucking out like a light.
Mate,
Yeah.
that would have had me up. I can't think of any more steak jokes.
Yeah, I was trying to think of one then
Really
as well. I was just racking my brain.
Oh, there's one.
Rack.
Oh,
Oh,
lamb rack,
wait, that
lamb
was.
rack.
You
I
can't
don't
just
know
say
that, mate.
things related to steak. That's what it's got
What's
to.
a rack of yes, very good. That's a sizzler, that one.
Fuck.
Ooh, we're back at it again. Yeah, I was going to say that Luke and I have properly got into streaming. So if you haven't, definitely follow both of our profiles on Twitch. Is the platform that we are moving to.
We'll chuck him in the YouTube link below and in the
Yeah.
audio, I guess.
Yeah, we're not dropping anything. This is just an extra thing to add on because, with stand-up not happening for at least the end of this year for sure in Melbourne, it's not like we're dropping anything. So all the regular content is just another thing that we're doing, and we're really excited about this. Luke and I both done test streams. This is solo ones. We haven't set up like a group thing, but we will play shit together. But the ones that I've done, man, I honestly didn't think I would like it very much at all. I fucking loved it.
It's so much fun, isn't it?
Yeah, I realized that it's what I have been missing since like fucking January. It's the live element of interacting with you guys. I know we just trashed live shit on YouTube, but it's a bit different when
It's different because
it's
no one
only you
watching that was
guys.
David Bladen fans.
Yes, yeah.
You know,
So
YouTube
that's
only
good.
made him a YouTube channel 2 months ago and then reposted all of his old shit to get him to 1 million subscribers really quickly.
That's
So he
funny.
doesn't actually have an organic like YouTube following.
Yeah, right.
Everyone
So
knows
he's
who
like
he
a
is.
New guy. If you're Gen Z, he's new.
Yeah, it's funny that like I read the comments in some of his old videos and people are like, what, he can like vomit up a frog? And I remember seeing that like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Like that's one of his
remember-
older
I think
tricks.
I first saw him when he was just
one
doing
of the
man on the
classics.
street shit as
Yeah,
he was like
street
an
magic.
extra guy on a TV show or some shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're streaming on Twitch. You can go follow us now. I'm going to be launching my proper streams on the 14th is when I've got my big stream that I'll be starting. And it's really, really fun and we're really enjoying them. So definitely come check them out because they're great and we want you to be there.
Yeah. It's actually so much fun. I was shocked at how much I enjoyed it. I think it was like, you know what? It's awesome to be excited about something again. I haven't been
Yes.
excited about anything content-wise in ages. Like the early bit of The Bachelor was like, oh, it's good to be back in here. But now I'm
Yeah.
so sick of watching those fucking morons talk. I needed
Yeah.
something else. I was
You'll
still
be
will
saying that exact sentence about Twitch. I'm so sick of watching those morons talk. The chat.
Well, currently it's only my like really like hardcore fans who have even found that I've had a Twitch profile and I've been streaming to them just like with 40, 50 people
Well, 'cause
watching it.
most of both of our streams, like I tuned
Yeah.
into a little bit of yours. Most of it is just like, oh, you can do that? Hang on, this is broken. What's happened? Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Like the early streams is just us learning because you gotta you got to learn while you're live. That's why we haven't made a big deal of it. I've done like 10
Yeah.
streams, and it's all been me learning something and breaking shit and figuring out what I can do.
Yeah, but I'm assuming once we advertise it publicly, don't worry, the chat will turn into cancer real fucking quick, When you allow just like people, like when you promote it to just kind of people who half follow you on Instagram and they come over, what a way to ruin a good time that will be.
Oh, so my views have been steadily picking up each stream.
Yeah.
And so this was my 4th one. It was when it was 30 people, awesome. 40 people, awesome. Literally, last night, I hit 51. I had to ban 4 people from the fucking chat permanently just for being fucking annoying. There was one guy in there just kept arguing with everyone that liked me, but was just being an asshole to everyone else. There was another guy that was just spamming bullshit. And then there was another guy going, oh, you got 500,000 subs and only 50 viewers. You'll never make it. It's like, God, I haven't even tweeted about this.
Fuck. Yeah, people are the worst. It's like...
I know.
People are like messaging me going like, because they saw you were doing it and they're like, I did a stream on YouTube on Tuesday, like playing video games, and people were like, you're copying Lewis.
Oh,
and I was like, yeah, man, I'm streaming on a different platform, playing a different game with a guest, and Lewis was just doing it by himself.
So, hey, man,
I was like,
you guys know that I invented streaming?
Lewis
Ninja,
did.
he actually pays me 30% every year. I'm a fucking billionaire. All streamers pay it forward to me because
Lewis is one of the founding fathers of Twitch. He bought in at the start, and he owns 70% of the
Jeff
company.
Bezos the other day. Guess what we had?
What did you have?
Bit of
Steak. So yeah, follow us on there. It's definitely exciting, and it's more of just like a chilled out podcast, and occasionally it's I would say it's a cross between a live show and a podcast. A podcast in the sense that it's relaxed conversation, but a live show in the sense that sometimes I just pay out a stranger for saying something shit. So I would say tune in, you get the best of both worlds, and if you're the stranger that says something shit, expect to get banned and also cop some abuse on the way out. And
I was also thinking, I was looking at like because we've live streamed like live podcasts before, so I was looking at like
have we?
I have. I think I've.
Oh, okay.
I
don't
did
think
one,
you have.
Yeah, no, I did do episode 50 of my solo podcast. So this is literally years ago. You were there. We streamed that just to Facebook.
Oh, we did. Yeah.
So I was looking at like what you can do on Twitch, and there's you can actually stream to only people who subscribe. You pay to subscribe, so that could be like a cool thing. Obviously, when shows come back, you could maybe even like if we do the Loogies or if we do like a live podcast,
stream it.
We could stream it just to subscribers, and obviously we'd probably post that video for free later. But you could have that live element, and then you could have the crowd that's there, and then you could have the chat voting on shit. I think that'd be a really cool idea, because that was what we always tried to work out with the Loogies of how could we get people to vote like live beyond just the people in the room.
Yeah.
So you could maybe do that.
We've received a few DMs and emails lately, Lewis, about what is the future of the Loogies. If you don't know, the Loogies...
True. Yeah, we didn't even plan to talk about this. We have. We do need to speak about this. This is important.
The Loogies, if you don't know, is our annual... last year was the first annual Loogies. It's our award show. Now, some people think we stole the name from the Logies.
No.
I don't know if that's what you want to think. So be it. Did they invent that name? Did Lewis invent Twitch? Who knows? It's just one of those things. What came first, the Loogies or the Logies?
I mean, I would
Probably
say
the Logies.
The Logies. I think everyone would say that. But what people don't know is not only am I an owner of Twitch, I'm also a major stakeholder in Nine Entertainment Media.
Yes.
So I own the
So-
Loogies. I can do whatever I want.
Very good.
Yep. But we chucked a U in,
I
so
don't
it's
know-
completely
I don't
different.
know if that one was even intentional.
What?
Lewis, you're a major stakeholder.
Ah, yes. Very good. See, I'm so funny. I'm beyond myself now. I'm really ahead of even my own brain when it comes to this.
Yes. So yeah, obviously with COVID restrictions, I guess it's the Loogies. I guess is now in the hands of Daniel Andrews and the Victorian government,
'Cause
and
what-
also all the
when
fuckheads who
is a
keep
year
breaching the
from
rules.
When's a year from the last?
Well, we do it at the
Loogies?
end of the year. December. It was the week before Christmas, or was it early
That's
December?
right.
I think we did
uploaded
it December
Boxing Day.
1st.
Man, maybe the Loogies is streamed on Twitch.
Yeah, but might have to be us. I mean, hopefully we can all be back in the same room doing it together by then, and then we can run our own awards night. We might have to
Well,
hire out a scout hall or something like that.
I was talking about it with Keelan the other day of like, when will we be back? I think what's going to happen is, so say this lockdown goes down to stage 3, we'll be in stage 3 for another 6 weeks, and that pretty much takes us to December. So there's going to be a period of like, best case scenario, the first half of December where we can work in the same room. And that might be, no promises, because we don't control this law, obviously, but that might be where the Loogies happens. And
Yep.
that could be streamed on Twitch or on YouTube or...
Yeah, I think we'll have to rule
somewhere.
out a live event for this year because
Definitely
out of
not
our
a live
hands.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah, but we could
can
do a
safely
live
rule that out.
internet show, I think.
yeah, and we also can't. It's not like we can leave Victoria either and do it in Perth or something like that because all the
Yeah.
borders are closed until the end of the year, I think. So the Loogies will have to be done, and people wanted to on my stream the other night suggested a Alpha of the Year award. We had the Loaf of the Year award.
Ooh.
But also Alpha of the Year. So obviously, Ruben will not be nominated, but Keelan will be in the running.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Well, you've just proven yourself recently to not be
What,
worthy.
one
Hey, we
episode?
could do Beta of the Year if you want a loogie.
No, I
That's
don't
good, but
want an
that's-
award
that's
for
more of
beta
like
the
a-
year.
You don't really need to have an award category if there's only like one person nominated. It's more
Yeah,
of a
we can
give
just
it.
like give it to you off camera or something like that.
So
How-
one
how about-
episode
how about
on the
this?
beta. Is that
How
how
about
it
this?
is?
You could,
Yeah.
Ruben, you'll love this. So we award Keelan with the Alpha Energy Award, and you just sit there in the corner filming it masturbating.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like that
Like
one. I don't
the
know about you
cuck
guys.
that you
I
are.
don't
Yeah,
know. Okay, well, fuck you guys. You know what? Fuck you guys. Quite frankly,
That is a man that's...
this is fucked.
That always happens whenever bullying gets the better of someone, they just go, shut the fuck up. Just stop.
Yeah. All right. Well, great, guys. I think that's the end of the episode. Let us know your thoughts on the Loogies, because we'll say right now there will not be a live event, like a ticketed thing. We will not have an audience. So we could film it, make a production. We could stream it. I think streaming's probably the go, hopefully. So we would love your suggestions. Sound off in the comment section below. We want to hear it because this is for you guys. And definitely check us out on Twitch. Luke and I are going to be properly up and running there very regularly. We'll be on different schedules, so I don't think we'll ever cross over. And if we do,
Yeah, I'm
we'll
doing
probably
Friday
be doing
nights.
it together. Yeah, I'm going with Monday nights. And
Lewis
we'll
is
see how it
like
goes.
Monday night, grab a cup of tea, and mine's like Friday night beers, heaps of fun, probably heaps better. I haven't tuned into many of Lewis's, but
Well,
look,
look,
just
okay,
gonna be a big old
you're-
party.
The last time I watched your stream, you were sitting on the fucking floor streaming from a PlayStation. So
No, I was sitting on a chair looking down at the floor. Thank you very much, and that's why my neck's fucked today.
So it's whatever you like, guys. We'll be there.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. Support us on Patreon if you want 2 extra episodes of this show every single month. I actually saved one steak joke that will be coming up soon on that show. Big call. Just made it then. But bye.
Maybe that was a mistake.
Oh, leave that
There we
in.
go. Leave it in.
This episode was a fucking mistake.